Okay, let's do the intro again. I'm so sorry.
No, no problem. But we need to make sure that the people can see. Ah, ha ha! I just got the notification.
Guys and girls, I'm so sorry. We had a little bit of a technical issue here. It was my fault at the end of the day because I decided to overcomplicate things with this really cool webcam setup here, and then Aaron on my left hand side, his channel in the background. For those of you that have joined us, thank you so much for joining. This is Aaron from 802 Garage on my left here. He's all the way in Vermont. He's a public figure, YouTuber. Dude, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely no problem. It's gonna be fun. I'm glad we got the stream up and running, and I don't think it's overcomplicated. Looks like a nice setup to me. Got it right here.
It does,
I'll be in
but
the live chat with y'all.
yeah, it just Murphy's Law because I've been live streaming the last 2 Fridays doing JDM auctions with a very similar setup, and then all of a sudden this doesn't work.
So it's got to be my fault. It's
It is
it's the
your
bad
fault.
internet of Vermont. Anybody who's seen my channel knows that
I,
my
I
live streams
blame
are
you and
phenomenal.
your snow.
There you go. So
But yeah, otherwise, dude, thank you for joining us. If you guys don't know me, I am Nelson. I run this channel, NelCalJDM. So those are the 6 or 7 new subscribers that I had. Just a quick intro on me. They came from Aaron's channel. Aaron did a quick live stream for me prior to this. And guys, welcome. For those of you that haven't subscribed to my channel, hey, this is Aaron on my left-hand side. Go subscribe to him, 802 Garage on Instagram and on YouTube. He has got a shit ton of cars, and he lives in Vermont.
a bunch
and
a bunch of rust
well,
sitting around. But
depends.
yeah, so for those of you who don't know me, 802 Garage, 802 is actually the area code for my entire state. Like if you called on the phone, the number would start with 802. Only 650,000 people in the whole state. That's why I can do that. Just
Okay.
blanket there. And I've been surrounded by 8 foot snowbanks, not even exaggerating, like all around my house for the past several months because Vermont during the winter is rough. And that has really put a hit on my content. And right before winter last year, I went on a road trip across the country, visited a bunch of big YouTubers like the Boosted Boys, Motion Auto TV, Sarah and Tunes, stuff like that. And I have a bunch of old rusty cars. Toyota MR2, WRX, first gen, first year in the US Impreza, a first gen Legacy. I have a '97 Eclipse GSX, so lots of fun stuff.
Oh, we're currently
Just needs
looking
a
at the
lot of work.
GSX on the screen. I mean, I've got your YouTube channel open here. Dude,
Oh, there you go.
how many cars do you have? Six,
Okay,
seven?
so I personally own 10 cars right now. What I will say is that by the end of this year, I would like at least 3 of them to go away. That will either be via part out and junking them because a few of them will never be runners again. Like
Or
two of them are
rust
like
and they
engine donors.
disintegrate?
Yeah, and then a couple of them are just I don't really have any use for them. So but there's definitely the ones I'm definitely keeping are the '04 WRX, the '97 GSX, the '85 MR2, the '91 Legacy, and yeah, I think that those are like the mainstays. And then my '93 Impreza, which is rusty as heck, is what I drove 11,000 miles. So
So, am I right in saying that you're a Subaru guy? Subaru guy. Here in South Africa, we
I
call them
am
Subarus.
I
Sorry.
am a Subaru guy. I'm well, the Japanese say Subaru, so it's fine.
Oh, there we
Um,
go. So, we got it right.
but I really am, but I kind of love everything, at least everything Japanese. I'm not big on American cars. No offense, anyone from a lot of time periods. America
Hmm.
has made a lot of great cars, but it seems more like there are like diamonds in the rough for America. Whereas with Japan, it's like a whole bunch of low grade diamonds with some really nice diamonds. That's just my bias. But yeah, I mean, I have 2 Nissans, which I mostly have for the engines. I have a Toyota, and then I have a lot of Subarus, and I do have a Mitsubishi. So
Okay. All right.
spread the love.
Yeah, I hear you.
If I
We're
had more
kind of on the
money, I
same
would
thing.
have more junk cars.
That's exactly my sentiment.
Well, your cars are very nice, though. I'm very jealous.
Well, it's all relative. Aaron, hello. Aaron,
Sorry
you
about
back?
that. I lost you for 1 second. I clicked out of the
No problem.
thing.
Okay, welcome back. Um, yeah, and I was saying it's all relative with my cars. I mean, if you had to see my RX-7, my black one, it's a
Hmm.
little bit of a shitbox. I mean, I paid just under $2,000 for it at the Japanese auction. It landed here for, let's say, $6,000 plus minus once I paid for all the taxes and all that stuff. There's
That's
drill.
not bad.
Oh, once. Okay, look, it's an automatic. I'm sure you know that already. It's completely stock. it does have issues. So there's a couple dings on the car. I mean, mostly ping pong dents, which I've had pulled out already. The spray job on the car is not great, or sorry, it needs to be resprayed. So there's clear coat damage, blah blah blah. Interior's okay, except for the dash, because whoever owned the car prior to that decided to drill holes and set up gauges, and a little bit of a shit show, to be honest. And
that's fine.
other than that, it's an automatic, which is the problem. So that's probably one of the worst. And then I've got that MR2 SW20, which is a good car. It's got a 3S GE motor. It's not the turbo model, so it's only 122 kilowatts, but it's rough. It's very rough.
I hear you. Well, so probably my prized possession, not really, but my 2004 WRX was only $900, and around here you can't even get an '02 WRX for usually less than, if it's running and driving, $2,500 for a crap example. And so I will not say that this is a shining example. It does need rocker panels and it needs a transmission, but I bought a transmission for $150 and I bought all the clutch and flywheel and everything.
That's the wagon that you're referring to.
Yeah, it's a World Rally Blue blah by wagon.
I'm looking at it now on Instagram. And
yeah,
so
it looks very nice if you don't scrutinize, right? But runs and drives, except it really needs a clutch and it doesn't have second gear. So you just skip second gear and you're fine, which is hilarious because it has a 3-inch straight pipe the whole way back, basically, other than a little muffler and a little resonator. And so to shift from first to second, with the way that gearing is, you have to like be the biggest jerk on the block. You're just like, and it's, yeah, I've gone past stop signs where people look at me like, wow. But anyway, so by the time I'm done with it, I'll hopefully have about $3,000 into it and have a car that's worth at least $4,500, $5,000 usually on the market. So it's just high miles. Okay. But you know, that's what all my projects are, is old cheap examples that if I put some time and money into them, I'll have something worth more than what I put into it. But more importantly, it'll be mine.
I hear you.
So
well, you know what? At the end of the day, a car in our generation, when we look at, well, especially our genre, the JDM Japanese car, it's all about your touch, and yes, you gotta pour your emotion, your heart into it to make it your car, and at the end of the day it'll shine as your example, and that's what I'm trying to do with my GTR, my R32, and my silver RX-7 FD3S with a single turbo. I don't want to send it off to the shop because, I mean, I may not know. I'm pretty sure I'm probably like 10% of it, you know, in terms of spinning spanners. But I'm learning. Yeah. I'm doing stuff in the garage, and it's mine at the end of the day. And I'm sure that's how you feel too.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some of your videos, and you definitely just have the like, well, I'm going to try to do this attitude. And I think that's really how most people learn, unless you actually go to school to do mechanic work. But it's sort of like once
twice, and then I get it right.
Yeah. Well, once you realize that 90% of what's on a car is still just nuts and bolts, and then understand that some of those nuts and bolts do need to be torqued correctly or in the right order, you can cover most of it. You know what I mean? You won't be able to rebuild an automatic transmission, but you'll pretty much have everything else. It's just the guts to dive in and do it. And I got to say, the one thing that I like really have not done, and I'm always terrified of, is taking a dash out of a car, which I'm going to need to do soon. But to me, that just feels like the point where you have killed the car. You've killed the soul of the car. The car will never run again, and you're done. You've got to put everything back together, and it'll never happen. But it's like it's still just screws. It's still just screws and clips, but it's terrifying for some reason.
Now that you brought up the dash, I need to tell you something. And I'm just quickly trying to find this on one of my folders here. But you'll appreciate this. So I had this Subaru. I actually ended up finding it. Give me a second. Let's get the stream to see what I'm talking about.
That's right. I'm just sending links to people to make them come watch our shenanigans.
I would love to... I'm breaking the stream. 1 second.
Well, at least we got it started. So at least if you break it now, we can hopefully fix it.
That is very true.
What's up, everybody in the live chat? I will try to catch up with you. If you leave any comments down there, we'll definitely address them as we can. And as I told you on my live stream and my stories, we do have some sort of interactive content planned later. As far as I know, that's up to Nelkel, but all about Japanese cars and fun stuff.
So we've actually got quite a bit going on. One thing I want to dive into is how you started as a YouTuber, a little bit of advice to the people who was watching. I want to talk about my experiences as well. We'll get into that in a second. I think it's only fair that we quickly read through some of the comments, and then I want to show you something epic, and you will appreciate this.
Absolutely.
So a couple of the comments quick is Durban Rensport, 802 RE all super budget. 283S is a hell of a great engine. You know, I've actually got a lot of respect for it. I've never really owned a normally aspirated sports car. This is the first time ever. I've always had a turbocharged car. I've had 9 Subarus in the past, and I don't know if you knew
9?
that. 9 Subarus. I've had.
Wow.
I'll show you some of them in a sec after we finish reading a couple.
I'm almost there, but none of mine were as good as yours. Because like even that 2.5 RS is not a turbo car. That is a 2.5 naturally aspirated, famous for blowing head gaskets. Subaru.
But it does look cool because of GC.
I can't see it. What am I looking at?
No, not yet. I'm just going through comments quickly. We'll come back to the Subarus. Rest of the comments. Go for Chuck's game. Found it. Hello, Go for Chuck's. Hey man, Gareth. Hey, Gareth is the guy who helps me with the features. What's happening, dude?
Oh, very nice.
Not the guy that helps me. He's my friend. Games, you're doing great, improving your channel. Go for Chuck's games. I'm going to take a look at your channel after this live stream. I love my 2006 Subaru Outback. Outback is a great car.
Yeah, gotta love him. Also, I see
Kapil
Kapil Patel is here. I think he might have been subscribed to you already, but he's a regular on my stream.
A long way back. Kapil actually helped me with creating my first ever logo on the channel about 2 years ago.
Very nice. Well, thanks for joining. And Matt's Garage is here. I just sent him the link, and he's got his own little channel over in Canada. He's in another part of the frozen tundra of the northern North America. Great guy.
Send me his link after the stream because I might forget.
Will do. Will do.
And
we also have.
What's VT?
Yep,
Vermont.
my friend Roy. Yep.
Okay. Jonathan Swart.
And Jonathan Swart.
Jono is the guy who's been helping. I keep saying guy. Jono is my friend who lives down the road, who's been helping me build my silver RX-7 single turbo with Gareth.
Boss.
Right. Now we've got the comments out of the way. You were just talking about touching a dash, that you'd be nervous about touching a dash.
Yeah, like it feels like once you have that out and everything, like if you take everything out, like there's so many screws and clips, then it's like not only that, but interior screws, they're usually different lengths. And the thing, I'm one of those people that it's like if I don't do it right, it discourages me incredibly.
That's true.
So if I don't remember which length of screw goes where, suddenly my world is like deflated.
I hear you. Okay, so I just sent you a link now. This was my. Which one was this now? I had 4 of these. 1 second. This was my 1999 GT Turbo. This had a lot of work done to it. It had a 2-liter EJ20 closed deck block, Japanese version, with 2.5 crank and.
Oh, so that was like a version 1 or a version 2?
I think it was a version 2. It was stroked, so it was a 2.2 liter. I had manly pistons, manly rods, a whole lot of work done to it. I've actually forgotten a lot of it because I sold it in 2011, I think. Yeah. And look, a hell of a lot of work went into this car. I've actually got a couple parts pictures of random crap. I had 6-speed from an 04 WRX STI thrown into the car with the diff, the prop. I had Brembo's front, back. It was actually pretty impressive. It was a very cool car.
So you had the ultimate GC build going on. So in the US, that's in the US we never got a turbo first gen. Period. No turbo first gen at all.
Which sucks.
So what we always call those is usually people buy a 2.5 RS because they're the ones that came with the most WRX or STI body cladding, and then they put the STI drivetrain and engine into it, and they call it an RSTI.
Right.
I'm sure you've seen that on YouTube, but if you're not from here, you're like, what the heck is that? So that's like your dream Subaru in the US. But what I really want to do for my channel, it's actually one of my Patreon goals, which is kind of funny, but it's like a really lofty goal, like maybe a couple of years from now. Now we can finally start importing the first years of the WRX from Japan, and you can find them, as you know, very cheap. So maybe we'll look into that a little bit later because you love to look at the JDM auctions. But I've been finding some, around 95, 96 JDM WRX for only like $1,800, $2,500 after import fees, like $3, $4, $5 into it.
Funny
and to build one in the US is far more money, and you won't end up with a real WRX.
That's one of the things that we're going to touch on just now is a little fun game. So to everybody that's watching, we're going to play a couple of games just now, and one is Hot or Not. The second one is Guess the Car. We have cropped some images of JDM cars, and Aaron's got to guess them. And the third one is Guess the Price. And we have a Subaru in there, I can tell you that much.
It can be tough because I've looked at some cars that you would think would be worth they'd be worth 10 grand all day in the US, and it's like $1,500, and then you look at some cars that you're like, that's like a toy. Oh, it's like, and it's worth
Dude,
like
even here. I mean, we don't have a lot of cars here. We're only allowed to import like 6 or 7 JDM cars as a collector's item, and I put it in inverted commas because it was a load of bullshit. Our government doesn't. You guys are actually lucky. I know a lot of Americans complain, oh, the 25-year rule is so shit, but to be honest, you've got it quite easy because we've got a stupid collector's item list that is put together by a bunch of idiots who have said that we are only allowed bringing in the FT3S, the R32, 3 and 4 GTR. We cannot bring GTS-Ts, GTs, nothing else. Evo 1 to 4, Nissan Stagea, or Tech only, and Honda NSX. No Supra, no anything else.
So weird.
That sucks so much. But anyway, that's my problem, not yours. Going back to the Subaru that I just sent you the pictures of. So this is how I picked the car up. That last picture I sent you on Discord. It was a shitbox. I rebuilt most of it. I'm actually talking shit here. So the engine was built by a mechanic. It was dropped in by the mechanic. Then I cleaned up a lot of the stuff, and I did a lot of the wiring myself. That was pretty much it. But here's where I want to talk to you about the dash, because you brought it up. So it had the GC8 dash in it, and I stripped out the entire dash. Have a look at the Discord there.
Yep.
Dash came out, and I swapped another Subaru of mine, and I'll find a picture.
That's one of the great things, though, is you could just do that. But the dashes just scare me.
Well, look at this picture I just said. Okay, so there's the Subaru on the trailer. I swapped that Subaru for that picture that I sent you earlier of the gearbox and drivetrain, the brake discs, all that stuff came off a Hawkeye 2007 model, or 2006.
Right.
Okay, so some guy crashed this car, his 2007, and he parted it, and I swapped him a fully run registered GC8. Then I took his dash from the 2007 Hawkeye, and have a look at the pictures I'm sending. I took this dash and I rewired every single thing, cluster, the works. Initially it started off with the cluster, so if you look at those first two pics, it's still got the GC8 interior.
Yeah.
GC8 dash and all of that. Then I went as far as I wasn't happy with the fitment of the cluster, and I pulled all of that out. So that you can see that last picture. The fitment wasn't so great. I couldn't get the bezels to work. Then I ripped everything out. Look at those pictures now. One sec to the guys in the stream. I'll open it up. I managed to retrofit. Is that the right word? Retrofit?
Yeah.
A 2007 Hawkeye, complete dash, seats, hood liner, not hood liner, what do you call it? Roof liner, floor carpets, everything from a 2007 into a GC8, a 99 model.
That's pretty funny. You gotta love that about Subaru. I don't think there was anything that changed dramatically like that until really even the 2011, sure, but like the 2014 when they went to the actual FA platform is where it's probably differentiates a lot. But you gotta love that. And so I'm doing a much less simple swap to mine for anybody who didn't know. So my 2.5 RS looks a lot like that car, and I mean they were probably built in the same plant in Japan because it's still a Japanese built car. My 2001, but mine came with the 2.5 NA motor. That actually that engine got donated to somebody's Outback here in Vermont, and the automatic transmission is worthless to me, so that's sitting on the floor. I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
I'm just trying to find a picture on Instagram so the guys can see the same thing. Is it the second picture, the second Subaru for the Rust?
If you see a picture of a massive engine hanging in front of a small car, you'll be in the right spot. The one with all the rust is my 93 Daily.
Okay, not that one.
So scroll down just a little bit more. And you saw the engine hanging from the engine crane up a little bit. You went way too far. So it's only my 14 or 15th picture, 16th picture.
Okay, down. I see it. Okay.
Yes. So that beast, that's the engine that's going into the car. That was supposed to be sort of a cheeky picture. That's an 8-liter V10 from a Dodge truck. So it's similar to the Viper engine, but completely different. And it's going to have a rear-wheel drive diesel transmission because that's what the V10 used.
Jesus, okay.
And it's going to be nothing except for like a burnouts and donuts machine, and it'll be great. And it'll probably have no hood for the foreseeable future. So that's one of my stupid asinine projects. But because I'm attracted to anything that's cheap and stupid, I bought the whole engine and wiring harness with ECU for $150 and dragged it home on a trailer in the winter through scary conditions. Yeah, it'll be great. But I have more sensible projects too.
That's what brings in the views on YouTube.
That's, I mean, there may be an aspect to that. I'm not gonna lie, but I just love to do stuff that nobody's done. So
well, let's dive into YouTube here quickly. I just want to take a look at the comments once more, and then we will talk a little bit about how you started your channel and all that, so you can think about that in the meantime. Where are we? So Editor Garage, 22B, yeah, that was cool. I love that car. I actually saw one going at the Japanese auctions the other day for like $60,000.
Oh, you can't get 22Bs are pristine NSX money. They're way more than. Yeah, it's not like fees. They're not a attainable dream car. They're a dream car.
Yeah, no.
You're talking used Lambo money these days.
No, it's ridiculous, man. I mean, for the same money, you can buy an R34 GTR.
But you can't get a 22B though.
I know. That's the thing.
They only made 426 of them, or something like that.
I don't remember the numbers. That's probably right.
It's just over 400.
It was just over 400. Yeah. Just go through the comments. Editor Garage, that's you. Durban Rent Sport, my compliments to your dedication. Thank you so much, dude. I'm assuming you're referring to the dash swap. I did the same thing for my wife's Mini. I put a 2012 full interior. I know, it's so cool. You're right, it makes it a whole new car. And that's the best part. Gerrit Creel, I think he's all the way in Namibia. He's one of my early subscribers. So that's
nice.
Quite far from me, actually.
It's always cool to have a live stream, somebody from Sweden, somebody from Australia. It's like
mind blowing.
Namibia is awesome.
Where are we? Luke Glenashley, is there anything you plan on swapping over from a Viper engine to that engine?
Yeah, so I looked into that, and unfortunately, I thought I could swap a first-gen Viper intake onto it, which would lower the profile dramatically because the truck intake is stupid, and I don't even think that's possible. The development story of the twin V10s, which are actually like, what do they call that? They're fraternal twins, not identical.
That's it.
They have almost no components in common, period. The only thing you can allegedly swap over is rods, maybe. It's really ridiculous because they were developed by the same company and the same time. They're both 8-liter V10s, but one's all aluminum and one's all cast iron. But you can get a Viper engine for like $8,000, or you can get a 8-liter truck engine for $150. So. And also, theoretically, this engine would handle boost to the moon and back because it's a cast iron Y-shaped block with like the strength of a diesel engine. So
that's what you want.
someday, some twin Nagasaki noisy boys,
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about YouTube. I want to know what made you pick up the camera. What made you start your channel? I see you've got your channel registered to Phantasm AMX.
Yep. And that just goes back to, basically the Phantasm just goes back to like my username before there even were like gamer tags, because I'm old, unfortunately, but not super old, but a little bit old. I feel old. So Phantasm X was so I guess it was a gamer tag, but that was like my first username for RuneScape. That's where that originates from, now that I think about it. And so that just carried forward into PlayStation Network and everything, and my email, my first real email, other than my Yahoo, which was Dead TV. Anyway.
And then you made the mistake of linking it, or securing that name on YouTube.
Yeah, so
I did exactly the same thing before you carried on.
I just had to make a YouTube username, and then my first video was actually an airsoft video, and that did quite well over the course of the 6 years that it sat there, because back in the day you could make a decent video and YouTube would love you for it, and now you have to fight for every view. But I was actually one of the first people to ever put a first person through the gun sight airsoft video on YouTube, and that's why it did so well. I could have had a really successful airsoft channel back in the day, never did it because I was dumb. Oh, really?
102,000 views.
I thought I privated that. Oh, well, I'll have to do that later. But,
do you want me to close it?
No, I don't care. So that did all right, and I actually made a little bit of revenue off that, but I never got it because you used to have to make $100 before you could get the revenue. So I was like, so even to unlock that, I'd have to start a channel, but that's not why I did it. So I was working on a Volvo for my nephew, which is not JDM at all, and nothing works on it like a Japanese car. But I was working on a Volvo that I was going to give my nephew, and I had such a pain trying to twist in the rear calipers, and I ended up having to fabricate my own tools at home to do it because we didn't have shops around here that rent tools. I didn't want to wait. I needed this stuff done now. So I did one side, and I really liked my solution, and it was kind of cool. So I decided to make a video of it. I had my nephew film it, put it up, and it did quite well. And I was like,
we're watching it right now, 83,000 views 2 years ago.
Yeah, and it still keeps getting views to this day because these twist-in calipers are a pain in the butt, and a lot of people don't want to pay for a big toolkit to do it. So, I had my own solution. I kind of I bent a piece of steel in thirds and welded it, tack welded it, and then welded some knobs on it to do the job with a brake caliper clamp, and it worked out. So, what I had realized is a lot of times I was trying to find solutions on YouTube for things I was working on, and the videos were terrible. They were just awful. The bad lighting, bad audio, bad angles, or they didn't show the process. And I was like, I want to make tutorials that people can actually use. And this is actually probably when Chris Fix was starting to get big, but he was not the massive figure he is yet. So I started making some tutorials, and they were doing pretty well. And then I also had collected a few cars that I really wanted to work on. And what I mostly consumed on YouTube was project car channels, people working on their cars to make them faster, cooler, more fun. And I was like, man, I really want to work on my cars. But at the time I was going back to college for game programming. So I took a break from college, but I was going to finish my degree in game programming, which I have now. I have a bachelor's of science in game programming with a minor in computer science. Okay. So I'm a tech nerd.
You're full-time on YouTube right now, aren't you?
But I am a full-time YouTuber right now who makes like part-time McDonald's employee money, and
making a lot more than me.
I'm doing like barely okay, but that's all right. I appreciate everyone's support. It's the only reason I can keep doing this. And so I was like, I have these cars. I really want to work on them, but the only way I'm going to get to do that is if I dedicate time to it. And I decided that, yes, I'll keep making tutorials, but I'm also going to work on my project cars. I had bought that 97 Eclipse GSX, and the original plan was to part it out because it's pretty rusty. But over time, I just sort of fell in love with it sitting there. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to fix this thing. People, restore Mustangs all the time or old crappy cars. I have a 97 Eclipse GSX. There's so many of these not so many of these left around. I'm going to restore this. And that's sort of where it started, and then it snowballed, and I kept buying cheap cars, and now I have 10, and like 5 of them are real projects, and they're all Japanese and cheap and rusty, and it's going to be great. And that's just the channel, and now that I have graduated, I'm just full-time at it. I'm going to spend most of this year dedicated to making the WRX my daily, getting the GSX running and driving, and the plan is to take it to what's called the DSM Shootout in Ohio this August. Okay. So I have to do a lot of work to get it ready for that. And then the MR2 is going to have an SR20 swap, and then I'm going to turbocharge it because it is an SR20 DE. I have sort of that very well planned out. I have most of the parts I need for it because it's basically just a fab job, not so much buying off-the-shelf parts. Engine ready. Yep, I have the donor car, and I have the transplant car, and I have done a lot of research and measurements and things like that, and I think it's going to go pretty well, but that's a later this year thing. And yeah, that's where I'm at. I just have projects. I have to film them. I still have some road trip videos to edit, and I have some really big videos planned coming up, like for the V10 Swap 2.5 RS. That's sort of my first priority. And I think this is going to be like my year, if you will, because the last few years have been a struggle because I was still trying to put out some content while trying to graduate college. So it's a different game now that the winter's ending.
Okay. Well, that's cool. I mean, that pretty much covers everything, how you join in. We joined around the same time, plus minus.
Yeah. So I do want to say real quick that there is 17 people watching, and thank you so much, everybody, for joining. And I hope you're enjoying this story. I know I can be long-winded, so you can always say "shut up" in the comments. But I'm super happy you all are here, and I think we're gonna have some fun with this stream.
No, we will. And thank you to the new subscriber from, what was it, Junk from Work. Welcome.
Junk from Work, good guy.
Is he one of your guys?
Yeah, he actually he sent me a GoPro recently. Super nice of him. He said he didn't need it anymore, and I needed an action cam for the channel. And it was actually my first Patreon goal. And so he not only helped me out, but helped me fulfill a Patreon goal. And his channel, he's been doing really cool stuff lately, taking apart electronics and showing you how things work and what tools are and aren't worth it. I love it.
Oh, Shane,
So,
that's really nice. Oh, dude, Jack from work, thank you so much for joining. I'm glad you subscribed. I'm Nelson. I'm all the way in South Africa. I've got a couple of JDM guys. And, well, I'm starting to do this little live stream series. And 802 Garage, Aaron, is my first guest. So welcome.
I'm the guinea pig.
You're the guinea pig. And we kind of messed up at the beginning, but I think we're on track now. I'm really happy how it's going.
In Rust we trust, Matt's Garage says. That's my motto, yeah.
In Rust
his motto and mine.
Love that. So, we started roughly the same time. 2016 July, I think, was my first one. If I go back and look at your old videos, it is August. And we started chatting back then. I don't even know how we found each other on YouTube.
I probably started commenting on your channel because I was doing a lot of what you might call research, but also just finding channels I wanted to watch. And I would comment on people's channels, sometimes learning from them, sometimes actually giving them suggestions, because I would see a channel I thought was good, but that was getting very little recognition. And I would say, hey, I noticed you didn't put tags on your video. You should do this. Sort of like gearing up myself, like practicing by preaching, which is weird, but you do the research and you know it will work. And you know, so I was trying to practice and help other people rise up at the same time. And that's sort of how I really, you know, started building my own little community. I know a lot of other YouTubers
also
back then.
Not a lot of people, not a lot of YouTubers like to admit this, but you know what? I really don't give a fuck. I used to, I don't have time for it anymore because I'm a father now, but I used to jump onto pretty much everybody's channel and I would comment spam wherever I could. So I would jump onto like the likes of TJ Hunt and Throttle and whoever was training at the time, and I'd get in there first, get in there quickly, and I would drop a comment by quickly looking through the video, skimming it, and guys, I really love your car because it's blah blah blah, some bullshit comment or something funny that I would be almost certain that it would get a numerous amount of likes to get to the top.
Yeah.
And I've picked up a lot of subscribers with that, and a lot of YouTubers do that. And I'm not afraid to admit that I've done that in the past. There are a lot of videos I still catch up and watch on, but it's a good way to help, and that brings me to my next thing. And I mean, when I say help your own channel. My next thing is there any advice that you'd like to give to beginners? I mean, starting up a channel, and I'll throw my advice after you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, so first of all, yeah, I do think literally almost every YouTuber does that. I do know some people who are more reserved and just don't comment like at all, but I think that's a bad approach. To me, I do that, but I try to make it as authentic as possible because, first of all, I'm not going to bother to do it on a channel or a video that I don't like. Like, you know, I do like TJ Hunt, but I'm not an avid watcher. But I don't go comment on his videos just for likes. But I probably did that a little bit more when I was small. But I used to get so much crap in comments on the Boosted Boys channel because everybody, oh, you're just here to get likes. And it's like, this is my favorite channel.
Yeah.
I watch every video. I comment on every video. I didn't tell people. It's like, I talk to Kyle sometimes. You know what I mean?
The exact same problem. I'm sorry to interject here, but
no.
I don't know if you watch Ricardo. He's all the way, his channel's called Cardo GTR. He did that R32 GTR and he killed it Lambo.
I've seen, but I haven't.
He's going to be one of the guests here in the future, and he's just broken 20k. So, if Ricardo, if you're watching this, congratulations, dude! Massive milestone. We go way back, just like you and I, Aaron, and we talk offline at least once a week, and we give each other advice and this and that. So when I comment on his videos, it's actually a legitimate comment. I go on there because I watch his content, and I really do want to say something. And the other day I got called out. Someone was saying, "Are you seeking attention much?" And I'm like, okay.
It's
so funny. With it, and I just said, okay, well, you Captain Obvious, because I'm here seeking attention. But anyway, he's my friend.
Yeah, it's YouTube comments, and I've had people who literally will like look for my comment to troll me, and I'm like, my comment was productive. Yours is just trolls. Attacking someone. It's a fun game, honestly, but sometimes I do it just to make people upset. I won't lie. But pretty much nowadays, if you see a comment from me on a video, not only have I most likely watched the entire video, there's a very good chance I have talked to this YouTuber personally, or even potentially met them. And a lot of people just have no idea. And to me, it's funny. But I am a hugely social person, and part of the way that I survive living at home, like by myself, if you will, and being a YouTuber, is by making sure I'm in communication with people, and I do that through comments, and that helps me, and I love getting comments on my videos. So I do want to, speaking of comments real quick, I do want to say, somebody said, whatever, Aaron, I'm 44. So I feel you on that. I believe it was Gopher Chucks. And here to find 350Z owners. I don't have a 350, unfortunately. Just wanted to check on a few of the comments here.
Yeah, we're taking a look now. So the 350Z owners is a new bunch of guys that I met recently where I did a feature.
Oh, your latest videos.
Yeah, that's it. So a lot of them on the channel right now watching. So guys, welcome. Quickly reading through the comments. Aaron, there's one here for you. Cast Simplified. Aaron has comments all over the place, often ranked at the top of the list. Yeah, so do I, but I like to feed the trolls.
I'm clever and sexy. What can I say?
Maybe just the first one?
Yeah, probably.
Kapil Patel. I noticed that shirt used to piss me off. Boosted Boys hating Aaron. Yes, yeah, that's your comments.
Oh, Boosted Boys never got mad at me. It was just the commenters. But almost no YouTuber will get mad if you comment on every single video they make. That's like what they depend on. They depend on people leaving comments. But the people in the comments feel that it's their job to white knight for the YouTuber. You're just here for attention. 100%. How dare you?
100%.
Also, somebody asked me, so Derwent says, I have a question. Do you run 10 insurances? No, because first of all, not all 10 cars drive. Second, I couldn't afford it. And third, not all of them will drive. But I'll probably end up with 3 or 4 insurances at some point. Right now, it's just a couple.
Just want to add something, guys. I'm busy working on this whole Streamlabs setup. So at the moment, I've got donations set up. Feel free to donate, no pressure at all. I've got little pop-ups where subscribers will come up and all sorts of little cool widgets that I've been adding. And one of the widgets that I want to urgently do is something so that we don't miss this. So it'll be a question answer bot. So in the chat, you type in Q : space the question, and then it'll ping me in a separate, maybe Discord or something. I need to look into it, but it'll ping me separately so I don't miss these questions. Because right now, like Aaron just mentioned, and sorry guys, I'm starting to talk a little bit softer because I've been waking up my daughter and she's sick, but that's another thing. Just going through the comments, like, where were we? Someone was mentioning that he's moving to Africa, and I missed it now. It was.
We've got some lovely comments from Graves fam. I'm sorry, we will be moving on to more JDM car talk very soon, I promise.
Creel. So he says that he's actually in Zambia. I got it wrong. It wasn't Namibia. He's moving to South Africa and he's turning 18. He's looking for a cheap project car. What would I recommend? I see in the comments people are saying, and Kyle, he lives in Durban where I live, and Kyle is saying an MX-5 1992 will set you back 50,000. Kyle is 100% correct. 50 grand. Aaron, we are 14 rand to the dollar, so 50,000 rand would be about $3,500 for you. So yeah, $3,500 would buy you an MX-5 or a Miata. That's a good buy, pretty good buy. 50 grand would also buy you a moderately wanked GC8 WRX. That's not a bad deal.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. People think Subarus are unreliable. No. The EJ20 was a very reliable engine, minus a very few years with problems. Do maintenance. Don't boost the crap out of it, and you'll be fine. We also did have somebody, or Garrett said, Aaron seems like a legit dude. Going to check it out. Much appreciated. I appreciate all the positive comments. And also my buddy Wideband is here. Tyler, he runs a channel in Wisconsin, United States, and I visited him on my road trip. Awesome guy. Oh, cool. He's doing crazy projects. So I just want to say hello to him. So yeah, I mean, if I had $3,500 to spend on a first car, I don't know much about South Africa, but if you want a sporty car, yeah, Miata you can attain for $3,500 in the US. Early Subarus, yes, but they won't be turbocharged. And for fun, I mean, geez, you could get an old Mustang, but that's not a great proposition, But yeah, it's a little bit rough for like.
We only started getting Mustangs 2 years ago.
You actually can get an okay second-gen MR2 for that money in the US, but it's gonna need work, and it won't be a turbo. It won't be a turbo.
I forgot about that. Yes, you can pick up an MR2 just like mine for slightly more than that. But yeah.
So real quick, I will go back to your question about advice for YouTubers starting out, and I do have like my Aaron's 5-step plan sort of set out for this. But what I will say that is the biggest thing I have been learning lately is good content is not like just good content period, or content you like to watch is not necessarily the content that will help you grow. In order to grow, you do need to follow certain, so you either have to be religiously uploading good content on a regular schedule and be good at marketing, or you have to make something that is shareable and has mass appeal. And that usually means minimal talking, minimal explanation, most excitement packed into a video possible, whatever that sort of excitement is, and high quality as you can make it. In terms of automotive content, so people like to see a lot of progress in a short period of time, and they like to be able to show their buddies, look how badass this is, I want to do this. So that's for true growth. But in general, to have a successful channel, you need to have good quality video, just basic lighting, basic good angles, basic audio. As long as it is passable, that's fine. And then you don't want to ramble like I do all the time. And you want to make sure that your content has substance, unlike mine sometimes. But and and that it's about that you have a subject, a defined subject for your videos. And then you need good titles, good thumbnails, and good tags. And this takes a while to learn how to do properly, but look at big channels for examples. And I mean, that's really the bottom basics, but I also do think community interaction is very important, covering your bases on social media. But really it boils down to having good enough content that someone will come back for more, and then finding a way to make content that people will actually share. Which is hard. It's very hard. So my plan for the V10 build is to have a large video that is a lot of progress, stuffing that engine in the bay with minimal talking, and just a nice edit that is as exciting as possible and gets people pumped for that build. And I'm hoping it'll bring in a lot of new viewers and a lot of fun. And people like success. So hopefully, my GSX first drive, like people who have been longtime subscribers will really like that. So. It's a long process to learn the YouTube game, but it stinks when you make a video that is really good and people would enjoy, but you can't find anyone to watch it. So it's hard.
That's my issue right now. Is I make something that I think is really, really cool, and unfortunately nobody goes to watch it. And it can be. I mean, there are times where you just want to quit. You just want to throw your toys and say I'm over and done with it. And I mean, I've done it. I took a sabbatical for like 8, 9 months, and I came back and my channel was on a decline. And it's only just started climbing again now in numbers because I've been a lot more active. But I think when you're smaller, you've got to keep in mind a couple of things. So one, what I say is you got to be consistent on whatever you do. If you choose to make a talk about JDM cars thing, you got to do it every week, or if you're saying you're going to do it weekly or daily, you got to stick to it. And that's one thing.
Which is hard.
Which is difficult, especially when you're not earning an income from it. And that's one of the things that are going to bring you down quite a bit, because you'll see a lot of YouTubers out there, your Roman Atwoods, your Logan Pauls, those guys. I mean, they were daily vloggers when they first started, and they made a lot of money, and they still are earning a lot of ad revenue, and they're flaunting it, and they flex a lot. And it's hard to see that because they've got 1 million something views on their videos and millions of subscribers. And when you first start out, everybody, and I'm sure you felt it as well, you think that your video is freaking amazing, which it might be, and you put it out there and you're hoping for 1 million views, and it doesn't happen like that, and that is the problem. I got my first video out, and I started my channel out much the same as yours, where initially I bought my R32 GTR some time ago, but I started working on it, and I realized I'm one of the few YouTubers out there other than Godzilla. Shout out to Dustin. He's got a mad R32 GTR that he just got back up running. He was one of the OG YouTubers in the United States with the R32 GTR, and I figured, I've got this car and I've had it a lot longer than all the guys in the States. Let me start pushing some videos out there. I might not know all the technical stuff and all the mechanical banter and things that go into building an engine, but I can try and help by Googling it, like I said, fucking it up twice and then fixing it. And I put this channel together, and initially I didn't show my face, I was a little bit nervous, and I went on and I started spinning spanners, and I started gaining momentum after probably like the 10th, 12th video. So the initial one, I got it out there, and I had like 3 or 4 views, and I was so despondent. And you don't want to quit at that stage. Just be consistent and try to set a goal.
I mean, that's the other Yeah.
Yeah. No, Karen.
I was just gonna say the biggest advice for a new YouTuber is unless you are 0.1% of the YouTube population, you're not going to be the next overnight success. You have to plan for a couple years of work, and any YouTuber will tell you this. Doesn't matter if it's TJ Hunt or Taylor Ray or whatever. That is your expected amount of work to get a strong channel these days. Is a couple of years of work. That might only mean one video a week, but unless you have done the research that someone like me has done, just sitting there for 2 years, just researching, and then formulaically put out videos that you believe will target the algorithm and you have gotten it right, you will not be the next overnight success. But like, there are people who do that, but most of them don't even expect it. And that's what's interesting. And like, somebody did say like clickbait is rampant. And it's like, the funny thing is, people who are new think they can clickbait their way to success, and that's not the way it works, because people have to see your clickbait before they can even click it. So when a small YouTuber does clickbait, it double pisses you off because it didn't work for them and it clickbaited you. But when a big YouTuber does it, it's like, well, they just got to make money. So it's rough.
No, it's
and
tough.
I will say
it's tough getting started.
Yeah,
immediate advice. What would you say? Can you list a couple of things without getting into too much detail? What would you say?
I think your channel needs to have characters, and by that I mean you should be the main character, and or your project should be the main character. But like, you don't have to be the most likable, charismatic person ever, but you do have to have. You cannot have every video be like, "Hey guys, I'm working on my car today." Just nobody's gonna watch it. You're instantly turned off. So you need to be a character.
Before you carry on, sorry.
Yeah.
One thing is you got to sell either your brand or you got to sell yourself. So that's one of the things. I don't have a good brand. I'm just Nell Kel JDM. I mean, what does it mean? Nell, it's my name, Nelson. Kel is my wife, Kelly. Because I couldn't think of any other name. So now it's Nell Kel JDM, Japanese domestic market. It's pretty damn lame. I have a shitty brand. I've got shitty logos. I'm trying to sell myself. And that's exactly what you're talking about. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I haven't executed this well yet, but the idea behind my project cars is really to make each project car its own character and its own journey, not just a thing, but like it's not a person either, but it is a character of my channel. The GSX is this story of me buying a car I shouldn't have from some guy at work that turns out to be worse than I think it is. And I don't care how long it takes, but I'm going to make this thing run and drive and be alive again. And even if I eventually turn it into a rally car because the shell is too crappy to make it a road car, at least it will still be my GSX that I bought in 2010 or whatever for some stupid reason, And I've got it running now. It's so close to driving, and people, I think, like that story. And, the V10 Impreza is supposed to be the stupid, outlandish character that nobody thinks should exist, but it does, and it's fun as heck, and everybody wants it at the party. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really think of it in these terms, but that's the idea, is there needs to be a soul to what you're doing. So I guess you said, give some basic advice in as few words as possible. Make a video that you would enjoy watching and that you want to make. Because genuinely, unless you have a whole marketing company and tons of money behind you, making a video that you just think will be successful, you will probably fail. So learn the basics of making a quality video and how to market it and put it out there. And then make a video you do. Yes, you make a video you do want to make. And if your quality standards are at a minimum, anybody who watches that will actually enjoy it if they're into the same thing you are. And that is the basis for starting a channel. From there, learning all the secrets to big growth is a long process. But truly, just do something you like and watch videos and look at what is and is not good to do, and just try to emulate just the basics of quality. That's really all you need to do good videos.
I've got something in there. It's a little slogan from one of these IT companies here in South Africa, and it's really good. It's called "Love what you do, do what you love."
Yeah.
And so many times I've had the opportunity, and I know that I'll get hundreds of thousands of views if I target the right audience here in South Africa, and that would be targeting drag racing here in South Africa between VW Golfs and BMWs. BMWs and VWs is a massive market here, and I mean, there's I'm pretty much myself and a couple, maybe two other automotive YouTubers, and I'm the second biggest here. There's another guy in Cape Town with 20,000 plus subscribers, and he he does more reviews, so he'll get sent a Toyota or a Land Rover or something. He'll do a review on that car. So he doesn't really do DIY stuff like my channel. And I mean, I could do that stuff, but I wouldn't be passionate about it, and I'm sure I would be making crap. And that's the problem. You don't want to, you don't want to burn yourself out making stuff you don't want to do. So passion is a big thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like the V10 Impreza. Of course, I'm targeting that at getting a lot of views. Of course, I am. But I didn't pick that project because I wrote up a spreadsheet of what to get the most views. I found an engine for $150. I got the shell for free. These are both things I love: V10 engines and Imprezas. There's nothing bad about this for me. I'm winning, and if it gets views, great. If it doesn't, at least I had a blast. Like, I can't lose. You know, I'm just hoping I win.
You know what would have been perfect for me? Okay, and people love this video. You saw the video. I found that with Gareth, I found that abandoned R32 Skyline here in South Africa, of all places, and it was a little bit of a shit show. Like the windscreen was broken, it was missing side mirrors, that sort of stuff, but it had heart and soul. It's an R32 Skyline, very sought after in your country, and I wasn't allowed to buy it. My wife said no, I'm not allowed spending my money on it because it's a hunk of junk. And anyway, so
the abandoned one.
I know it's still sore because it's literally.
I hate to tell you, but I think if you could have bought that car. And I know that this is sacrilege, but 2JZ swapped it or 1JZ. I think that could have been a good viral ticket, but that's just me. But yes, I understand it was complicated and expensive for what it was, and you only have so much space, and that's life, unfortunately. That's the other thing about being an automotive YouTuber. Automotive stuff is expensive. It's expensive in space. It's expensive in time. It's expensive in parts. It's expensive in tools. Even the cheapest stuff is expensive if you are on a budget, you know. So, but yeah, and somebody else did mention too in the comments. It was Gert Creel. They said keep your videos short. And starting out, I think this is really good advice, especially once you have a massive following, you can get away with making a 30-minute video because your dedicated subscribers will watch the whole thing. When you're small, nobody wants to watch you talk for 30 minutes. Like 1 in 100 people who click the video will. So do focus the subject of your videos and make it short and sweet. Keep in the important stuff, but you don't need to show the full 30 seconds of turning a ratchet. You really do not. I promise. I promise no one will miss it. Even the people who are really hardcore about the process, if you can speed it up. And that's hard. I have a hard time making short videos still, but the better you get at making short videos, the better it will be. You know, Hollywood movies start with 40 hours of good footage and cut it down to 2. I mean,
while you're busy editing, if you find yourself getting bored while you're reviewing and you're sitting there and you're wanting to click forwards, kill that.
Yes. It's hard. You got to kill your babies. This is what I told people in game development too. You're going to have great ideas. You're going to love them. You're going to think that they're the best ideas. You're going to want everybody to love them just as much as you. You're wrong. Kill your babies. Start over. Like it's the way that it is. Sometimes it's not going to work. Yeah. You know, if you're making the same video every week and nobody's watching it, you got to try something different. I'm sorry.
That's it. Actually, I think let's end off on this.
Yep.
But I saw something not a little while ago. When I first started, I was learning about how to start a channel and how to get things going. And one of the things that really stuck with me was someone, a big YouTuber, he said, make a shit in your hand, take that shit, throw it at the wall. It's going to slide down. Let it slide down. Let the next one slide down. Keep taking a shit and throwing it at the wall. This is a horrible analogy, but it really stuck in my mind. And he said, one day, that shit, a new shit, and he actually went into so much detail about this shit. So tomorrow, you're going to eat peas and steak and blah, 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 and it's going to be a new shit. And I'm like, okay. And then when he got to it, and he said, that final shit is going to stick to the wall. And when it sticks there, you're going to need to remember your formula, what you ate that night before for that shit, and keep doing that shit. And keep
and eventually
it's going to slide down eventually, but you're going to make some money, and you're going to get the views, and you're going to get subscribers. So it was a horrible analogy on my part, and I'm sorry if I offended anybody, but
no, it's
people drop
it's
off
true though.
It's true. But
anyway.
And
every big YouTuber I've talked to has said the stuff that you expect to do well still often doesn't, and the stuff that you think should do crap. I talked to that dude in blue. I met him in Boston, David, and He said, I get so upset because I don't know if he said he gets upset, but he's like, I get confused. He's like, I will make a video and spend a week making it, and it's awesome and amazing, and it's on some cool car that nobody knows about. I get 20,000 views. I'll make a video of me sitting at my desk in my office complaining for 10 minutes and get 1 million views. And he's like, it pisses me off because I care so much about, but that's, you know, it is what it is. And my advice from a big YouTuber.
Everyone's after other people's misfortune.
Yep. Yeah, Schadenfreude. Yeah. And so I did get some advice from Tavarish, Freddie. So I talked to him on Instagram, and he's like, man, you really got to get back at it with your channel. He's like, I think you're onto something. And he's like, but your titles and thumbnails need work. He said they're bad. And I was like, all right, you're right. Like, I'm not going to argue with the guy. You know what I mean? So you can always learn more for sure. So anyway, that's our advice for new YouTubers.
Okay.
Or YouTube.
Let's quickly run through the comments again, and then I've got some fun and games for you.
Let's get to the JDM games.
I'm going to quickly run through comments where I last said we'll run through these comments shortly. Luke Lindsay, I think something a lot of large channels miss is they try to create these viral videos even though they already have a following. After the channel is large, the videos just need to be that's so true. So that's a good comment. Thank you so much. Durban Rainsport, anyway, dear Nelkel, I'm studying. Thanks a lot. Dude, thank you for joining me. Really appreciate it. I mean, even the most secure ones on Reddit, etc. Durban, thank you. Alexis Miller, people like stories in general. That's the thing. You got to build. And if you watch my behind the scenes video on this feature that I did, it was actually one of the first things I mentioned in the film. I said, in this behind the scenes, guys, we are busy getting B-roll shots for the feature and trying to build a story. And building a story is the biggest thing because it'll keep you guys watching. It'll keep you guys from dropping.
That's why Mighty Car Mods is huge, because every single episode they've ever done is at a very high minimum standard of quality, and it's always a story. Always. People love it.
That is my problem right now, because maybe I've got a little bit of ADHD, but tomorrow I'm going to work on the MR2, then on Saturday I'm going to work on my R32 GTR, then on Sunday the RX-7. So it's like jumping between cars. I never really build a story, but that's me. Rest of the comments, Durban, I agree with you. Nelkel, start videos from your comfort zone and then evolve into something more difficult. 100%. Editor garage, exactly, because people. Okay. I'm just skimming.
Yeah, I've been trying to answer as we were chatting, just so everybody feels the love.
Head Creel, drama. The world revolves around drama, for sure. Slowly learning green screen sim racing. I've actually bought myself a green screen. I wanted that Elgato green screen, but I ordered it. It never came. I got a refund via PayPal, and then I decided to make my own green screen. So I got one of those huge pull-up banners, really wide one. It's like 1.8 meters wide. I don't know what that is in. What do you use? Inches? Feet?
That's like 5 feet.
Something like that. It's huge, and all it is one of those pull-up banners, and I just got them to print green on it. So if you're looking for a cheap green screen, that's the way to do it.
Yep.
Cool. I think that's pretty much it for the comments.
So we're gonna have some fun looking at some JDM cars and making me look like a fool.
Well, let's start with the first game.
There you go.
I just want to open this up quickly. 1 second. All right. So I've got to guess the cars series here. And I'm going to set my screen.
All right, and I'm not going to cheat, so I'm only going to look at what you send me, and I can't see. I'm not going to watch the video, and I won't look at the live chat until I make my guess. So y'all can judge me if I'm a fool.
Please don't. I just sent you that one picture on Discord.
Ooh.
Okay. This should be easy. What car is that?
It's got to be a Supra, right?
Are you sure?
No, not when you say it like that. Well, so here's the thing.
Don't listen to me.
The Soarer and the Supra were this iconic shape from the 90s that everybody emulated. And so even the Eclipse GSX is like, I think the 2G Eclipse is like a perfect copy of the Supra shape, just shortened a little bit. The Del Sol is basically copying the Soarer. Like, it's funny. But to me, it looks like a Supra. If I'm an idiot, it is what it is.
You are 100% correct. It's a Supra.
Okay, good. You had me.
Like I said, that was the easy one.
All right.
I just want to bring up the live chat at the same time. I need a third screen here. It'll make my life so much simpler.
You can only have so many.
Right. Are you ready for the second car?
I am ready.
Pretty sure you won't get this one. Right.
Oh, he's challenged me.
What car is this?
Okay, so it's a Honda wheel.
I gave you that much. It is for sure a Honda.
All right, so wrap around front headlight that goes all the way into the fender. It's definitely 90s or late 80s because of the headlight.
It's 90s for sure.
And it doesn't have pop-ups, so it's not the very early Accord. Dang, I'm gonna go, and so or the early Prelude, I should say.
Final guess.
I might go with the whatever the generation of Prelude is right after they ended the pop-ups. So it's pre fourth gen. I think it's third gen, maybe.
Okay, we'll just go with Prelude, the non-pop-up.
Yep, right after they stopped the pop-ups.
Okay, is that your final answer?
Yeah, that's my final guess. I have no idea.
It's a Honda Beat.
Oh, duh. Okay. I knew it was something weird, but I don't actually remember seeing those style headlights before.
It's a Honda Beat. Oh,
anybody in the comments get that? I don't even know.
You know, to be honest, I'm actually flipping between the question and the answer, so the guys in the comments are seeing the answer before you are. Maybe I should let them play along in the game.
Oh yeah, like you gotta let them guess. You gotta let them guess.
Yeah. Okay. Next
I don't know if you can do that. If you can do that.
No,
but yeah, Durban said Soarer and the Supra had the same platform. Yeah, I totally know that. It was just that iconic shape came from the Soarer and then through the Supra. But it's just funny. My friend Jeff, who runs the channel Fully Spooled, he's building a SC400 drift car, which is the Soarer platform. He always points out how many cars just straight up copied the Soarer design, and it's so true. As soon as you see it, you can't unsee it. Celica, Eclipse, Del Sol, Prelude, like everything.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, cool. I have got now. This one's probably the hardest of the lot.
All right, so do they get to guess this time, or is it? All right.
I'm pretty sure nobody will get it. Guys, in the comment section, guess what car this is. It's a crashed one, so it's even tougher.
All right, it's got over fenders. It's 2 doors.
Yes.
It's.
Now, bear in mind, all these cars are legit JDM. They're not USDM.
I think if I click the picture, it might kill the video. Let me try real quick. Okay, it didn't. Good. Okay, so you did hide the tail light. The wheels are aftermarket and terrible. It doesn't have a side view mirror to help me guess. It's JDM, so it's from Japan.
It's from Japan.
Okay. I wonder if anybody in the comments can get this, because I am that genuinely. It looks like, I mean, it's got to be at least late 90s, or like mid to late.
You're not looking at the comment section, are you?
No.
Okay, cool.
Somebody get it?
No. Dylan just asked if you can write it. He doesn't want to give the answer away.
Yeah, I'm not looking at the comments until I make a guess. I promise.
Alexis Miller, this car is super sad, and there's 4 more pictures of this car. And I
found
the auctions the other day.
Do I get another picture, or is that cheating? Okay,
No more pictures.
Let me try to guess. It's a 2-door Japanese. I'm gonna have to go with like, I'm thinking it's a Nissan product, like Nissan, or maybe a Lexus. It's either a Lexus or an Infiniti, I would think.
Okay. What model? And just to tell the guys in the comment section, I'm not going to tell you what the answers are, but you guys are wrong. Very wrong. All of you.
I'm gonna go with. I mean, it almost looks like it could be the Soarer platform, but I don't think it is.
I'm going to show the guys one more picture, but you're not going to get to see
all right.
this.
I'm not going to get to see it.
You're not going to get to see this because it's not part of your game, but the guys in the comments can see
it. It had a wing, too.
It did.
So that makes me think...
I just totally gave it away with the interior to the guys in the comments. Quickly,
cheating.
What's your answer? You got 10 seconds.
I'm going to go with, I don't even know the Infiniti models well enough. I'm going to, you know what, why don't I go, I'm just going to go with a Soarer. Maybe it is a Soarer.
Okay.
That's all, that's the only thing I can think of.
Answer?
Yeah, Soarer.
Okay. I'm going to send you 4 pictures in Discord.
All right. Receiving. Oh, what? Like all of these pictures are so bad. I can't even tell what the heck it is.
You can
Uh,
tell from this the second rear picture what it is, or at least I can, and you can tell from the interior, obviously.
it's so destroyed, man.
It's an S15 Sylvia.
Oh no way. Okay, why? I did say a Nissan product. That's what I was leaning towards.
You did, but there's no
Um,
points for that. I'm sorry.
the paint job did not make me think. For some reason, the paint job and the two doorness of it made me think like Infinity M60 or something.
I
But
know,
like,
right?
still, yep, that makes sense.
I know. It's just, oh man, I have no idea what happened to this car. Unbelievable.
It it got real wrecked. Did anybody get it in the comments?
No,
Somebody when
nobody.
you gave them the interior pics, they got it.
Nobody.
I
Yeah,
think
when I gave them interior pics. So,
I think
go for Chuck's Games. He said a Sylvia, but that was after I showed it.
yeah.
Alexis Miller, what happened to this poor car? Crazy. I know. I wish I knew. I've
Hi, Alexis.
actually, I've got a thing for finding crashed cars. I've actually got a blog that I used to run on something called steemit.com. If you go to steemit.com and you type in Nelkel JDM, you'll find I used to daily blog on there about JDM auctions and crashed cars in Japan. And this
That's
is
funny.
something that I found. And yeah, so nobody got the S15. So Aaron, you've only got one so far.
Oh no.
You ready for the fourth one?
Yep, I'm ready.
This one's so
So just so
easy.
y'all know, he's sending me a picture in a chat in Discord, and I'm not seeing what you guys are seeing, but you get the same picture as me right now. So,
That's it. Yeah. This one's so easy.
oh, you say that, but hold on. My brain is playing tricks on me. You know what I'm saying? I want to say that it's
I just want to tell you that these cars that I've chosen are stock,
uh-huh.
except for the crashed one. So that one had only
Yeah.
fenders and a couple other things.
Well, I don't think that lip is the lip stock.
The lip is stock on this
Then it's
particular
got
model.
then it's got to be an FD RX-7.
God damn it! Yes.
Okay, because I was gonna say like the front end could have made me believe either F2000 or even possibly a Miata, even though it's too long. But I was like, with that lip, the only thing that ever had a lip like that,
It's an FD.
it's an FD.
Okay. So far
Somebody,
you got
yep.
2
So
out of
Gert,
10.
they got it faster than I did though.
I did
Jacques
that.
was the first. Jacques van der Merwe,
Yeah. Jacques van der
RX-7,
Merwe.
Gopher Chucks, Gert Creel,
He's
Merwe.
yeah, in South Africa you say Jacques van der Merwe. It's,
Yeah, Merwe.
Merwe,
Gotcha.
yeah. So he is from Joburg, I think, Johannesburg. He's got an R32 GTST. I have no idea how he registered the car. We weren't allowed to import those cars as collectors out there.
Shh. We don't talk about it.
I want to know. I've been meaning to ask him for a while. So do DM me. I want to know this. But yeah, let's not talk about it. I'm assuming it's I failed to mention in the beginning of the video, and remember I said to you there was this whole collector's list?
Yeah.
There is a way around it. If I have to move to, let's say, Japan for 12 months, as long as I have a work permit and I'm working there for 12 months, I can legally buy a car there and I can bring any car I want back to South Africa. So that's anyway.
I believe there's some kind of workaround that, like in the US, if you are military and you live over there and you have a car there for X amount of years, there's like some way you can bring it back or something. I don't know about that one. The other thing is there are a lot of gray imports in the US, and I think the way those work is you do a lot of extra paperwork to prove that it complies with US emission standards, because the law is all about emissions, which is stupid as hell.
Yep.
And then you can import a newer car. And like there's a company just in New Hampshire that's been selling like late 90s pristine WRX models and STIs from Japan for big money. And I'm like, how do you sell these? And they're like, all they said is, we've never had a problem. We do all the paperwork, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, right. But it's like one of those, you never know
sketchy, yeah.
if you get stopped by the right state trooper, if he's like, oh yeah, we're going to crush this now. Like,
yeah, that's the problem.
I don't know,
And that's what I'm
but in
about
Vermont,
as well.
in Vermont, the cops wouldn't even know what to do about it. There are a few JDM cars I've seen in Vermont. There's a GTST that I know about, and like an RX-7, and like that's it. Like I don't even know. There's not a JDM scene in Vermont, but I'm gonna start it. I tell you what.
Yeah. No, that's cool. So, dude, that was the guess your car thing. There was 4 questions that I wanted to run through.
So I got two out of 4.
You got 2 out of 4 for that one, but we're going to base this out of 10. So, guys, in the comment section, what I'm doing is obviously I'm going to be interviewing other YouTubers, or do we call this an interview? It's more like a banter. I don't know. So next in the
Streaming
line
with.
is Tangle01, Australian track guy. He's got a pretty crazy R32 GTST, big power build, fully forged RB25. Yeah, it is RB25, single turbo. A lot of work to it. He's coming on the channel next. We also started communicating around like 100 subscribers, and we've always just kept in contact. He's coming on next, and then Cardo, hopefully, and then someone in Japan, Captain26. So I'm going to be doing this whole series, and there's going to be a leaderboard. And you're going to be on the leaderboard. So far, you got 2 out of 10. There's 6 more questions coming up.
I'm doing fine. I'm doing
okay.
fine. We did get some good comments. Gert's moving to Japan. Good plan. Gopherchuck says they stopped doing that for soldiers. Your car bro had a video on it. Pacific Coast Auto and Garage Defend get you some legal stuff. Luke says there's a ton of cars that are federally illegal, but legal in Florida because they're very loose on laws. Yeah, like there's no inspections. So how would they even know? And if there's no emissions and no inspections, how would they even know your car is illegal unless they gave a crap? Which is interesting. But I guess that would depend on how it goes to the DMV. And then Dervent said this is hilarious. You cannot drive foreign cars younger than 25 years in the USA. Yet you can drive a 1,000 horsepower Toyota Supra that was sold regularly in the USA. It's like, yeah, like, oh, that's totally safer than importing a Stagia, you know, that's like naturally aspirated and all-wheel drive or something, you know. It's pretty good.
Like I said earlier, your rules are actually a lot more lenient than ours. South African rules.
Yeah. I mean, I hear Italy is like terrible. I have one subscriber from Italy, and it's like you cannot touch your car. Like there are multiple European countries where you have to have the correct size tire.
I know.
And if it wasn't one of the factory options, you will get a ticket for having the wrong size tire. I'm like, are you kidding me?
It is bloody ridiculous. You know, I've got dual citizenship or dual nationality. I don't think you get that over in the US. So basically, I've got 2 passports. I'm a Portuguese South African. I have a Portuguese passport, and I've got a South African passport. And I can leave the country on my South African entrance with my European passport, wherever. And I was looking at Portuguese laws, and the import laws are ridiculous as well. They are super tight. One, they left-hand drive there, which is a problem for me because I like JDM cars, and just ridiculous. I'm not even going to dive into it, but anyone from Portugal watching this, you guys would know. Let's put the comment section aside. Sorry guys, we'll come back to you. And let's play a little game. There's no points to this one at all. And it's hot or not. First of all, I need you to tell me what car this is. And no pressure, I'll tell you straight afterwards. And you need to tell me if it's hot or not. I've just sent you 2 pictures
Roger
of
that.
And the
I do know what this is. I just saw pictures of this the other day.
I think I did post this on my Instagram. I was taking a chance.
Maybe that's where I saw it.
Probably on my Instagram.
My brain is totally. It's the newer version of that car that looked silly before this version. It's like not a Figaro. It's like a Lupo. It's some little. It's like a K car that looks like a sports car. It's not a.
Do you want me to tell you what it is?
Yeah, just tell me.
This is an RX-7 FD3S.
Oh, it is. Okay.
So
Okay, I saw a video the other day where somebody had a Honda Beat or something with a body kit on it that looked more like that. Like it looked like a Mini Viper, and it was some car that I hadn't heard of before. That's what I was thinking. So, anyway.
But this is what the Japanese are well known for. I mean, you got that company Mitsuoka, who I don't know if you've heard about them. So they take S chassis cars and they turn them into these crazy Batmobile type things, and it's like mind blowing. But the Japanese love this. Are you subscribed to Daily? Jeez, now I forgot. It's DDE. The guys that do 1.4 million subscribers.
I don't think so.
They're in Japan right now. They teamed up with Steve's Point of View, and they went to damn it, I just got a new subscriber. Matt's Garage, thank you so much for subscribing, dude.
Hey, yeah, he just had to go, by the way, but I did tell everybody to check out his channel. He's got a lot of fun stuff going on up there in the tundra, so great guy.
So these guys, and I'm digressing a little bit, they're at a place called BR, and it's beer with a little star in it, and these guys have built a 180SX or for you 240SX with an R35 front end, rear end. It looks ridiculous. They love this sort of shit.
Yeah, they do. So this one I'm gonna go hot. I'm not a huge fan of the Rocket Bunny style front wheel wells. Like I've never liked that because to me it just seems like a poorly designed aspect of a car because you're just going to damage the paint there no matter what surface you drive on. So like that kind of indent behind the wheel, I'm just not a fan of it. It's like a form not following function. The rest of the car, I'm down. The back end isn't my favorite of all time. It looks a bit Corvette-ish, like in a weird way. And I don't, but mostly it's just that weird kind of little under spoiler, the diffusive needs a bigger exhaust, and then the diffuser needs something to break it up.
So this is a company in Japan called RE Emamiya, and this kit is called RE Emamiya Super Grady 8, and this kit sold for roughly $12,000 US. Just the kit alone.
Yeah.
This car.
Wait, how much?
$12,000 US for the kit. Right Hand Drive Japan is selling it right now for $12,000 US.
Wow.
Just the kit. Now this particular car, with everything except the wing on it, there is a wing that's supposed to go on, which makes it look slightly better, but it's still pretty shit in my opinion. For me, I'll say it's like in between hot and not. I would say hot just because of the rarity of the kit and the price.
Yep.
But this car.
Oh, that's funny because I really like the front and I like the side skirts. The rear is my least favorite part. It needs something to break it up to me.
Well, I don't like the rear, but the front you could probably rock up to a Porsche meet and nobody would notice for the first.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's very Porsche. It's certainly very Porsche. Yeah.
But you know what? I wouldn't buy it. But this particular model, this car, I don't have the auction sheet on me right now, but it's sold for $9,000, fully running.
Not bad. Yeah, I mean that's what it. I mean, even just a running FD in the US is like that minimum. So.
Yeah, I'm just replying to the comment. Actually, I'll just talk. So Derwent Rensport said, "Mia did that." Yes, they really did do that. So yeah, let's go with hot on that one. Now here's the next one, dude. Let's see if you know this car. Probably shouldn't have sent you that picture first.
That's all right. So Toyota.
Do you know this car?
I know that I've seen it.
So this is a Toyota Serra.
Yeah, I know nothing about them, honestly.
It's nothing special. It came with a really low-powered engine. I think it was a 1.5 liter engine in this car.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
It's shitty. It was front-wheel drive. It did have these butterfly opening doors. They're not gull wings. They're butterfly, I think.
Yeah, technically that would be like butterfly. Yeah.
Well, you see they latched on the roof. And
yeah. They're actually they would be like combination gull butterfly technically.
Something like that. I don't know if you've seen that new Top Gear was just advertising a new Pininfarina Batista.
Oh no, I have not seen that.
Horsepower car.
What the? All right.
Crazy. The what do you call it? The doors open up exactly the same way as this.
Yeah, I love the doors on this. I mean, I think that's really cool. And it's just so. It's a Japanese design exercise thing because they did like you can see they have like basically it's a double window, so like the SVX or the Alcione as they call it, but it's such a plain Toyota front end, and like you said, a small engine, and then the cool opening doors for no reason. You know what I mean? It's just you would never sell that in the U.S., and I really like that. I actually really like the taillights on this. It evokes kind of a DSM, like a 1G, 2G Eclipse vibe, or like a sort of what the Chrysler and Dodge used to do.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, no. I didn't actually only saw it now when you mentioned it. The DSM look. You're right.
It's sort of because it's all just one big band across the back. I think it suits this car well. The wheels I don't like. I've never been a big fan of those wheels, and the front is kind of a face only a mother could love. But overall, I'm probably gonna go with not. It's not hot. It's cool. It's not hot.
It's different.
I don't know what the commenters think, and the color isn't doing it any favors, in my opinion.
You're welcome.
But
to
it is
the comments. Just by the way, this is not for points.
It also is reminding me of the Nissan NX2000, or the which was like it's like a little egg-shaped thing. I would pull up a picture if I could, but
I'm googling it. Right,
I believe it's the NX2000 I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
It definitely reminds me of that, except I'm guessing, is this front engine? It must be.
It was front engine. Front engine.
Yeah, so is the NX2000. But yeah, they're pretty similar. So I'm going to go with not hot. Very cool. cool little car, and I could see doing something fun with it, and I could see making it look cool. Different color, a slightly larger wing, some front modifications and different wheels, and it,
Let's go with not hard.
yeah, men's no hot.
I would get one because nobody else had one.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that's like the Honda Beat here right now. It's super hot because like nobody has them.
Yeah. Bop, bop, bop. Right.
So is that going to be a FTO?
That's an FTO. No, we're talking about this particular car, just by the by.
Okay. For this particular model, version, whatever.
You've got 1 minute, hot or not.
The interior is not. I'm sorry, I don't like the red, and I don't like the steering wheel,
Like
and I don't like the
thing?
gears. Oh, and it's an automatic, so it's not hot. Exterior wise, the rear of the FTO has always been weird for me. The car overall looks good. It looks like an Alfa Romeo made by Mitsubishi. I'm still gonna go not.
Okay.
I just can't quite do this one.
This is Racer Boy Fast and Furious 2002.
Yeah. They look better in different colors and without some of those mods.
Yeah, no, for sure. it's not
Luke Lensley goes, nope.
It's pretty shitty. Let's move on. Okay, now this car that I'm about to send you.
What's up, Monkey Wrenching? Good to have you.
This was
another small channel joining us.
Oh, cool. Monkey Wrenching. I am subscribed to you.
Yeah, Monkey Wrenching. You're doing the crazy V6 Honda engine in a Subaru. So we're sort of doing similar project. We've been going through a lot of the same trials, figuring out how to adapt a weird engine to a Subaru. He's putting a J series into I want to say an Impreza,
okay.
But either way, a Subaru. It's gonna be pretty sweet. He's making his own adapter plates and stuff. Ballin'. Okay,
I know why. So I am subscribed to Monkey Wrenching. I haven't started watching your videos, so dude, hey, hi. You told me about him last week.
Oh, okay. There you go.
But yeah, I'll be.
So this is an S14
Definitely.
with a
Rocket Bunny kid.
Is it just Rocket Bunny? Is that all?
It's Rocket Bunny, yeah.
So it's got a Datsun 520 style front end. Looks like a mini American muscle car.
That's it.
Bride seats.
It's got RB25 in it.
Okay.
HKS rails, catch can, single turbo, teal dump valve.
Man, the only thing holding me back is I don't like the front. I mean, I don't love those over fenders either. They're not exactly. They look like something cheap that somebody would have done in their garage. Oh, and the rear end is like too high. It's like it looks like an American muscle car because it's too riding high with weird. It's a tough one. What do the comments think? I don't know.
Saying hot.
You think it's hot?
It's different.
It's tough.
It's
tough.
I like the parts that are in it. I'm a huge fan of bride seats.
Yeah.
Do you call it bride seats there, by the way?
Bride? Yeah, bride.
Okay, because I was watching James Pumphrey in Donut Media, and he just made that video recently with the Mitsubishi Evolution 2, and he said, guys, it is, and you know how he talks, he's like explosive. He's like, it's not bride, it's brid. Like,
no, it's not
sure
because
me.
Okay, so Bride is a Japanese company, correct?
Yeah, it is.
So it would be Bride, first of all. If it was Japanese, it'd be Bride.
French,
but
okay.
also, I'm pretty sure even the Japanese say bride because it's like
probably.
I mean, they probably not, but I'm saying like some people probably because nobody. I don't know. I've never heard anybody say brid, but it'd be bride. You can't even like say it.
Maybe bride, yeah. I don't know. Anyway,
It's probably the Japanese would have to be spelled differently, anyways. Like the actual literal translation. I've taken a bunch of Japanese, but so because br is not an existing syllable, you can't make a b in Japanese like that. It'd be buride. So it'd be bride.
You know a lot more Japanese than I do. The only thing I know is katano senat. I don't even know how to say it. Katano sano seratina sin. It is my electronic toll control system in my RX-7 that swears at me every time. And it says, please insert memory card.
That's hilarious.
That's the only thing
I was wondering. Kato is card. Yeah, Kato no. Yeah, that's so funny. I was thinking like cartridge because yeah, Kato and Kado are two different things, I believe. Because Kato is actually like
Right.
cartridge, like, and then card is card. Anyway,
That's like the only thing. If I had to walk into Japan, that's the only thing I'd say.
that's not very helpful.
No, not at all.
So let's see. Some people said I'm gonna go with not. I can't do the front end, and I don't like the rear over fenders. If it was a different front end and the car sat a little lower in the back, I would be all over it. And I do like the bride seats. I like the engine swap. But overall, it's a not from me.
Okay, cool.
It's a no from me, dog.
All right. Well, this was just a fun thing, not for points. Let's go back to the previous game now.
So, guy wanted to sell it because it attracts too much attention. Yeah, it would definitely get attention. I mean, that would get tons of looks at an American car meet. Don't get me wrong, it would get all the looks.
Especially here in South, to be honest.
Engine is hot, says Mr. Sabiji. Yeah, Mr. Sabiji, big supporter of me, and I really appreciate him coming. Hot. Probably this car is not meant to represent the JDM muscle concept, but not hot, says Derwent. Cool dragger drift car. I agree. Bonsai seats.
Camera froze up, but that's sorted out now. Sorry, guys.
Whoopsie. Cool. So let's get to some points, huh?
Yeah. Okay, just a sec. I was just busy fixing the camera. Won't be long.
Yep.
Okay. So like I mentioned, this is going to be a scoreboard. You've gotten 2 out of 10 so far. There's 6 more questions left.
All right.
And
if I could go for like a 70, at least I'd be okay.
Yeah. And then let's try.
Now we're doing a guess the price.
All right. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to send you a screenshot, and guys, you can see that I'm not cheating. I am taking this piece here, copy, and I'm sending this to Aaron on Discord.
And I can't see it. I don't have the stream up.
Yeah, so he doesn't have the stream up, and I've actually, if I scroll up, the price is there. So what I'm showing you right now, there's no price. So guys,
yeah, this is just the inspection sheet with 2 pictures.
Yeah, that's it. So guys, in the comments, feel free to guess how much this car is worth. Aaron, I want you to guess within the closest $200. Let's say $300. Give you a chance.
$300. That's a little bit rough, but we'll try. Okay, so I have looked. Let's see. It says it's a 2000. So that's it. So it's a version 6. It would be if it's 2000 model year. That's the last first gen STI RA in Japan. The mileage, is it on the inspection sheet there? 175 high miles. So, but for a Japanese car, high miles, and especially for an STI. Usually, this car. Am I doing USD?
You're doing US dollars. That's it.
If it was under 100,000 kilometers, I would think it would be somewhere in like the. I'm gonna be totally off on this, but this is
175,000
kilometers. Yeah, so it's if it was under 100,000 K, which is usually what the Japanese like when they're selling stuff. Like it's got to be low. But so I would think it would be worth north of 10 grand. As the mileage, I don't see a lot of problems, and not that the inspection sheet is telling me a lot because I don't speak Japanese that well.
Let me give you a pointer here.
Yeah.
So on the inspection sheet itself, you've got the little picture of the car, and it says A1 in the front. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so all that stuff. There's a legend at the bottom. I didn't send you the legend though, but there is a legend. And A1 is small scratch, A2 is medium size scratch, etc.
Right.
W2 means that it's been repaired and the paint repair is visible. So it's not so great. U2, so on the right hand side is a dent. It's U2 is a dent, which is roughly the size of 2. I was going to say 5 rand coins, but you don't know the size of that.
Luke, I did look at the comments. I cheated a little bit. Luke guessed 2,300, and he says, I have no clue. I never look at car prices. Not even close. Would be my guess, even with the damage.
All right.
But
oh god, I'll just show the price. Don't look at the.
Wait. I've got to look at the guess, right?
Okay, guess. You've got 10 seconds. Quick.
Oh, I've got 10 seconds. I'm gonna go with $7,650.
So cheap.
I don't know. I was just a guess. I'm sorry.
Okay. $3,667.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, okay. So here's the thing. even with the damage, if it looks half as good from those little pictures as it does, import that to the US, it's probably a $12,000 car.
For sure. You know, these cars.
I mean, easily.
I mean, this is a 99 spec, so but it still is the STI Type RA version.
Yeah, the fact that it's a Type R, yeah, it's probably more like a $15,000 car in the US.
When I was looking at this, there were cars for roughly $12,000-$13,000, but their grading wasn't as low as this one.
Yeah, well, I thought that's the thing is I thought that it would be worth north of 10 if it was lower mileage with less damage, but the fact that it's 36 is really surprising to me. So I'm not even close. Okay. Can't win them all.
All right, let's move on to the next one.
Yeah, so Luke was closer than me.
Yeah.
I'm trash. Good job, Luke. I'm proud.
Video Valets. Video Valets works for a company here in South Africa called Speed and Sound. They run a massive magazine here, and he's the
awesome
videographer.
Well, nice to have you. I'm guessing poorly at Japanese imported car prices if we were to buy them from the JDM websites.
That's it. So anyone that's new to the stream, Video Valets, this is Aaron from 802 Garage. He's a social media influencer, 14,000 subscribers on YouTube. He's currently got 10 cars that he's busy building up, 7 building.
A few of them, at least, some will go to junk.
That's it, yeah. And we just talking. So we were speaking YouTube advice, how to build up your channel, and now we're playing a couple games because I got a leaderboard. And the first game
I'm not doing so hot.
No, he's got 2 out of 10 so far.
The man's not hot.
The man's not hot. Let's move on.
So Mr. Sabiji did guess 5,000 on that last one, which is not too bad. He was still closer than me, and Gert guessed 85. So haha, I beat someone. And someone says 20K in the US. I would not be surprised if that car, in better condition, would fetch 20K. Because you can't even get them here right now. But I'm saying even when it's imported, last version of the STI Type RA, that's like the most desirable STI, short of the 2 doors and very specific models.
Yeah. So I just sent you an MR2.
Next car. From far away, I almost thought it was a Z32 for a second.
Okay, let me give you some background on this car, otherwise it will be really unfair. So this one is a G Limited model, which means it's the same as mine. It's got the 3S GE non-turbo. Okay.
And I do have the Legend this time around.
You've got 1 minute.
I've got 1 minute. All right, so second gen MR2s on the JDM websites are going to be cheaper than they are in the US. That's for sure, from what I know. It's at just over 100,000 kilometers, so that's not bad for an export car because but it's still a lot compared to some. I mean, I see cars with 60,000 kilometers still go for like pennies, which is like 40,000 miles. That's not even broken in the US. So I don't see any major damage on it. I don't know what a P2 is, but it looks okay. I'm going to go, and I don't know anything special about the G Limited. What? It's year 2000. I'm going to go 4,200. Why not?
Okay. Sorry, I was just replying to comments quick.
Which is, well, actually, hold on. I'm going to go 3,800. Can't be worth that much more than a STI, right?
I'm not going to comment just yet.
All right, we're going to see what
I'm seeing the comments now. People are saying, not kidding, good JDM goes 4 times the domestic market. Gert Creel says 5,400, 3,200 from Mr. Sabiji, and Luke says 1K. Okay,
Luke is probably going to be right again.
Maybe. So, what was your final answer?
I'm way high. I know I am, even though I shouldn't be. 3,800. That was my guess.
Okay, let's go. $581.
No way! Come on.
I will send you a screenshot just to say I'm not bullshitting.
No, I believe you, but I'm just like, are you kidding me? I mean, I guess it's a non-turbo model, so I should have known it's not worth a ton. But like,
dude,
come on.
My MR2, the same spec for, I need to convert this to US dollars, $4,000 plus minus.
For how much?
$4,000.
Why is this one? Well, this one isn't automatic.
But they're highly sought after here in South Africa because we never receive them as a collector's item. So the only way to have imported them was to go live overseas, then bring it back. That's why it's so expensive.
Oh, but you bought it for 4,000 in South Africa.
In South Africa, yeah.
Oh.
So I paid a premium.
Man, 500. It's sold for $581.
Dude, I
usually with the
for $200.
No way. Okay, so here's what's crazy is the thing that stinks is all these cars that are like ultra desirable in the US right now. Because wait, so this was only a 94?
Just a sec. 1 6.
It says display 2,000. Oh, so I was looking at a wrong number. Okay, if I'd known it was a 94, I would have gone a little bit cheaper too. Well, because a 2000 wouldn't have even been that model. I'm an idiot. Anyway, but
I'm just gonna boost my
so
mic,
here's what's.
but you carry on talking.
I was just gonna say. So this is a 94, so we actually can import it this year. And when I've looked at these websites, usually the price on board, like just to have it shipped even with an inspection, only adds like somewhere between 1,500 and $3,000 to ship to like New York City, which is nearish to me. I mean, it's 6 hours, but whatever. So like literally, I could buy that car for about $3,000 or less, and buying a good condition second gen MR2 here is usually bare minimum 4, 5, 6. You know, which granted you're doing right hand drive, which kind of sucks, but that's got 60,000 miles on it, or 60 whatever it is, 70,000 miles on it. Most of them here have way more than that, way more.
Yeah, I hear you.
So that's just crazy.
So just a quick comment. Video Valets was saying that my microphone is a little bit soft. It's unfortunately soft. It's boosted up all the way. I've turned up the decibels, but my daughter's sick. She's in the room quite far away from me, but I'm in the corner, so I'm talking loud and the sound's reverbing. So I'm trying to whisper now. I'm sorry.
So yeah, thanks for that though, Video Valays. We're doing the best we can. But Durban says, guys, I have to go. Thanks so much for joining, man, and sticking around. We appreciate your comments. And Luke, by the way, you were the closest again, so congratulations on that. He's like, I never look at car prices, and then he just like lowballs them, and he's like dead on.
He's dead on. So
he was within like $400.
He was. So well done, dude. Durban, thank you so much for watching, dude. Really appreciate it. I've got to get cracking. Because
we should probably try to end it within the next 13 minutes or so too. So
let's go. So I'm gonna send you a Supra. You've got 1 minute.
Okay, 1 minute. It is a Supra, 3000 cc. See the Japanese up top? It says Supra.
Yes.
Anyway, who would have known?
This.
Does it say the year here? Can I get the year at least?
You can. Okay, give me a sec.
That would help me. And it does have some dents. It's got some bad dents.
I will tell you the year in a sec.
Yeah, I just want the year, and then I'll.
Okay, it's a manual transmission. So.
Yep.
And it's a 1995.
Wait, turbo or not? Do I get that?
No, it's a non-turbo. It's
okay, non-turbo. Is that super? I think it's got super low miles though.
No, it's got 184,000 kilometers.
Okay, so this inspection sheet just sucks. I can't read anything. Okay, then all right. For once, I'm gonna lowball it, right? So and then I'm gonna be wrong, but it's a non-turbo 95, high miles, some dents Supra. Let's go $1,200.
Sorry, I was just replying to comments.
No problem.
Guys, if you can hear me, I'm talking as loud as I can.
You're definitely louder now, so.
Yeah, I'm just putting my hands in front of the microphone. You said $1,200.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with.
$1,200 US. The price on this car is $7,200 US.
I hate you. Just get out of here. That's stupid. So Gert guessed 3,700. Mr. Sabiji 2,700. Gopher Trucks 2,500 or less. 7,200. Damn. Yeah, that's just silly. Luke, you were too late on the guess. Oh no, he said 2K. Okay, so haha, you didn't win this round.
I'd love to get into the nitty gritties on the prices of these cars, but we're running out of time here. But
yeah, that's totally fine.
But a Supra is well sought after. It's the big four in the Japanese. It's the Nissan GTRs. It's the Supra.
Yeah, I know. I was stupid to think that because even though it's a non-turbo, it's like the prices have just gone up so dramatically elsewhere in the world that of course it's going to be worth more.
RX-7 prices have climbed up so much recently.
Yeah.
From when I bought all of these cars, and I blame you.
It is our fault.
It is our fault, but it's okay.
Just not mine yet.
Yeah, I know. Let's move on to the next one because, guys, I've got to go before I really wake up properly.
Sick daughter more important than sick cars.
100%. Okay. R34 GTR. I will give you and I'll give you guys in the comment section too the year of the car. It is a 2000 model, and it's got 169,000 kilometers.
Yep.
It's a 3.5 grading, which is actually pretty good. It hasn't been repaired in any way. It's a D exterior and an E interior, so E being pretty shitty. So possibly cigarette burns, you never know.
Okay, but it looks pretty dang good.
Based on
I'm gonna go $18,500. I have no idea on this one, I'll be honest, but I'm just going.
Is that your final answer?
Well, apparently not, because you're laughing at me. I don't know which direction though.
I'll give you one more chance.
Okay.
And I'll let you get it within 1,000.
Okay. 21. 5.
1 second. I'm just.
What year was it?
It's a 2000.
Whatever. Just go 21.5. I don't know.
Okay. $46,000.
Kill me. All right. I wouldn't have got it. Yeah, but I figured it was more, but I was just trying.
46,000. Guys in the comment section, quickly, let's read this. So we had Monkey Retching saying 6,400. Cat Krill, $6,000. Luke, 4,500. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. Okay. So hold on. Mr. Sabiji did say 32 grand. So he was pretty good. And then we also had Gopher Check said 65, which is correct if you import it to the U.S. That would definitely be a 65. If you could buy it legally in the U.S., I guarantee you that'd be 60 grand.
Oh, easy. Okay.
46,000.
So let's move on to the next one.
Yep.
The next one we have is the Nissan Silvia S15.
Mm-hmm.
Sending you the picture right now.
Yeah, I do think I think when you play this game, you should give people like 500, like at least 500 or 1,000 leeway, because this is rough unless you really browse the auctions a lot. All right, S15.
So this is a little bit unfair for you.
High kilometers.
It's got 225,000 Ks. It's a Spec S, meaning it's got the SR20 DE.
Okay. Oh, wait, DE or DET?
DE, non-turbo.
Okay. And what year?
It's a 99, and it is an R grading, so something has been repaired or needs a repair, and you can see it on the double cross on the legend. So it means it's been a replaced element, or it needs to be replaced. In this case, it looks like a bonnet. D interior, D exterior, so it's pretty bad.
I'm not setting a high bar here. I'm like when the people go on Top Gear and go around the track and like they go off every run, so they get like a horrible time, and like every other celebrity gets to feel good when they beat them.
I'll let you come back on the show again.
All right. Well, I'll redeem myself someday. I'll literally study beforehand. So S15s, I mean, are obviously desirable, but the thing is they can't be imported to the U.S. yet, which is where, as far as I know, they're like the hottest thing ever. So, like, everybody wants one here. I'm just gonna go like, what you said? It's a 2000.
It's a 99 model.
99. Okay, I'm gonna go 8 grand.
8 grand. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at comment section quickly before we show the answer. Comment section, the guys are saying Luke 1,500, Mrs. Sabiji 1,800, Gopher 5,500, and Gert is 6,700, and Jacques saying $4,500.
Yep.
What did you say again, Aaron?
We're closer together than we ever have been. Me in the comments, I think I said 8 grand.
You said 8 grand. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You guys in the comments ready? $3,038.
That's really cheap. I guess I forget how it's non-turbo, and they're probably a lot more common than I think they are.
They are.
You know what I mean?
This is a manual. The automatic version is a lot cheaper than this in a specification S.
I sort of just assumed it was a manual, but if I had thought it was an automatic, I probably would have gone cheaper for sure.
Obviously, if you're getting a Spec R, especially the Aero version, you're going to be paying a high premium because it's got the SR20 DET and it's got all the bells and whistles.
Fair. I guess I was thinking, even though I tried to think non-turbo prices, I still But 55, yeah, so 4,500,
Yeah.
12K. So yeah, got me guessing high now. I know. I feel that. Oh, right in the middle-ish. What?
So
So
who was
three
closest?
grand. Who was
Closest would have been
closest?
Jacques.
Yeah, Jacques was probably closest.
No, it would have been Mr. Sabiji.
They
1,800.
were both. So yeah, one was 1,200 off and one was 1,500. Oh, yep, Mr. Sabiji gets it.
Good job, guys. Okay, last car, and then we got to end the stream. Let's go. The last one is an RX-7 FD3S.
Dun dun dun. All right, I know these prices ever so slightly better because I actually looked at a few like not too long ago, but
Okay,
I'm still not going to get
let's see
it.
what you can do. Yeah, in
Ooh,
another window, I will
it's
tell you
sexy.
your model and all that bullshit.
It's a manual.
So what are you sitting on right now? You're still 2 out of 10.
Yeah, don't worry about
Did
it.
I make this too hard?
I don't think. I mean, I think you need to give a wider range. I think for
I went for the
maybe you should tell
mainstream
people if it's
JDM
worth
grade.
more or less than 10K, and if it's less than 10K, give them at least 500. If it's over 10K, give them at least 1,000.
That's too easy. Come on.
Only if you study this crap, man. Because come on, like you can look at one of these cars. Like if you buy cars in the U.S., like you can look at two Subarus, and somebody wants 10 grand, and somebody wants 20.
Okay, let's do
But
this. The next 2 people
anyway,
on the show, I will see
yeah,
how close they are,
yeah.
and then I'll
We
decide from
can,
there.
that's all right. The first score can be a low bar, and everybody else can feel good for doing better than me, and then I'll come back and I'll wipe out the
You'll come back.
competition.
Okay, cool. We'll make sure you come back. Okay, let's go with a 2000 model for this one.
Yep.
It's got 78,000 kilometers. It's a manual. It's
Yep.
5-speed manual, like all of them. And it's an R grading. There's no grading for the exterior because it's got aftermarket lights and
Okay.
stuff. Okay, so interior is a grading C, which is actually really good.
Yep.
There's no major issues.
Is it
And
turbo?
yeah, they're all turbo, all twin turbo.
Okay. I wasn't sure for sure that they were all twin turbo.
Every
Yeah.
single FD. I will tell you something. I've just opened up. I'll send you a picture now.
Okay.
Guys, if you take a look at this picture, just open up. Aaron, I'll send it to you in a sec.
Sure.
There is, on the left-hand side, is an electronic toll collection system. Then at the top there is an Apex-C AVCR boost controller. On the right of that is something that I'm not familiar with. The little holder by the heater knob is an Apex-C Power FC hand controller. And that thing is worth $1,200 plus minus.
That's funny.
He does have a drift button on the handbrake. I don't know. That's
Yeah, I'm
all
surprised the interior got such a high grading with 2 different seats and everything.
Yeah, I don't know. That looks like a Recaro seat, to be honest. On the right, the
Yeah.
driver's side.
Yeah, it almost looks like a recovered version of the same seat on the left, but not quite. The bottom's different. So it's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be pricey, boy. I didn't look at any this nice. I don't think when I was looking. I think I was looking at the bottom of the barrel. Like you could get like yellow, like 98 cheap model, like for like
Okay, let me help you
6,800.
out here. Let's
Huh?
say this is not a high-end model. This is low to medium.
Okay. But it is very low kilometers though, which it's a rotary.
75,000, yeah. You'd probably rebuild it about 100.
Yeah, right. So, oh man, now I'm second guessing myself because I know I saw them as low as like the 5 to 8,000 range, and I know that I saw some that were climbing much higher than that.
I'm not going to say anything
Shit.
more.
Okay, I'm just gonna go, and I'm gonna be wrong.
Before you say anything, there is one
Yeah.
person in the comment section. Don't look. There is one person in the comment section who got it on the nose.
Really? Okay. I'm like really tempted to go mid-teens. But I feel like I'm too low, but the only prices I've seen recently were lower than I want to go, so I'm just second guessing myself all over the place. Let's go. What's my range on this?
$1,000.
Okay. I'm gonna go, I don't know, 16.5.
Final answer?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay, let's look at the comments quickly. Guys are saying some part of Herod is saying some part of me really wants to say it's $2,000, way too cheap. Go for Chuck Games, $19,000 US. Luke says 5K because of the condition. Mrs. Sabici says $10,000. Jocks from the Metaverse says 8K. Wouldn't the mods devalue it a bit? Yes and no, depending on the type of mods. Monkey wrenching, 13K. Aaron, you said 16,500.
I was gonna say 13.5, and then I went higher because I. But anyway, yep.
Okay, guys, this car is 8,571 US dollars.
God.
Sharks from the Metaverse hit 8K on the nose.
That's pretty funny too, because like I was telling you, the last ones I looked at were between like 6 and 9, and I should have gone and stuck with that. But it's just the low kilometers, and it looks nice, and I wanted to go higher.
You should.
All right.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Dude. 2 out of 10.
It's okay. It's okay. 2 out of 10. It's fine.
Okay, let's see what the other YouTubers can do. If they get like 3 out of 10, 2 out of 10, then my game is too hard.
Yeah, it's too bad you couldn't like keep track of how far I was off by, and then just have it be like a. But anyway,
you know what? Well, we can, because this video is going to stay up, so I can always review it again.
it's all right. It's been fun, anyways, and at least the audience got to feel good because they always guessed closer than I was, and therefore they were champions, and I'm a loser.
Dude, thank you so much for joining me. This has been actually quite fun. It took about 2 hours, and good show.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah.
Do you have any?
I had fun.
Words?
Sure.
Do you want to give any shout outs? Do you want to? Jeez. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you hosting me, and obviously anybody who came here from my stories or my live stream, I really appreciate you coming, and sub to Nailkale here because he's got way cooler cars than me. He's got the GTR, he's got 2 FDRX7s, he's got the 2nd gen MR2. Is yours turbo or not?
My MR2.
Your MR2.
No.
Yeah.
It's my like
non-turbo.
It's my only normally aspirated, and it's the first normally aspirated sports car I've ever owned.
Yep, and so that's cool. And obviously, super nice guy, and he needs that YouTube cash to help his sick daughter. So I'm playing your heartstrings. Other than that, my usual shout out is please go subscribe to my buddy Jeff at the channel Fully Spooled, because he's been building a Lexus drift car for 2 years. He finally got to drift it, and his motor may have been angry at him, and so he needs all the support he can get. But it's one of my favorite channels. Go check it out.
So I've got Fully Spooled on my screen already. You guys can see that I'm already subscribed to Fully Spooled. He's about to hit 3,200. Guys, there's 10 of you watching right now. Jump onto Fully Spooled. Hit him up with a subscription. Yeah, and he responds to every comment, and his content is just phenomenal. So other than that, just really thanks for having me, man. And like I said, after you have a few more guys compete, maybe I can come back and redeem myself. I was okay at the guessing game, but not so good at the price game. For sure. No, it all, dude. Thank you so much. And to everybody watching, thank you so much for staying tuned. Thank you so much for all the engagement in the comment section. It was really cool. Guys, we'll be doing this again shortly. There'll be another YouTuber coming on board. But for now, Aaron, really appreciate it. Thank you, man. Anytime, buddy. Guys and girls in the comment section, keep well. Cheerio.